triangle, right? I figured it out. The voice of reason, the solid, hold it down, the beige rage, and the agitator.
The Breakfast Club.
Everyone just kept telling me to prep for this.
One word to describe the Breakfast Club would be black.
Impacting the culture.
People watch the Breakfast Club for like news and really be tuned in, man.
I don't even know what it calls Breakfast Club. It's like brunch.
Envy, Yee, and Charlamagne.
Wake that ass up, get out of bed, and listen to the Breakfast Club.
I'm waking up.
Good morning, USA.
Oh. Hey, ma'am.
What up, Yee? What up, ma'am? It's Tuesday. Good morning.
It's 4:20.
It is 4:20. I know a lot of you guys are starting early. I guess Charlamagne did because he's running a little late. Maybe that is the reason why.
Yeah, because it's 4:20 today. What does that mean today for you?
For myself, it means absolutely nothing. I have 5 kids, and today there's a lot going on. You know what I had to do yesterday? My son is into soccer, right? Put a hat on, bro. My son is into soccer. And
what? I don't be lying about my life like you with your beard.
I didn't
you
say
see
that
me?
you
I got the receding hairline. I ain't got no haircut.
Put a hat on.
You know what I'm saying? My black effect hat's in the back. I'm gonna go put one on.
I'm about to go get one for you.
But at least I'm not in here with dye on my face.
I ain't got no dye on my face.
You're a liar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a liar.
Anyway, my son is into soccer, and I don't know anything about soccer. I never really played soccer. I was never into it as a child. Growing up in Queens, my mother tried to put me in soccer. The coach was Haitian. All he spoke was French, and I had no idea what he was saying. So I got out of it fast, and I wish I would have stayed a little longer. So I'm trying to learn soccer to be able to at least teach myself. I don't even know how to kick the ball.
Hold on, so the point of this story was about you? I thought you were about to tell us a story about your son.
No, I'm trying to learn to teach him how to play soccer. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to learn soccer so I can teach him. But it's not that easy. Yeah, I don't know if you kick the ball with your toe or you kick it with the side. Does anybody know in here?
I don't play soccer.
You non-athletic people are here. Nick, the side. Okay, so you kick it with the. See, I'm trying to learn. So I've been watching.
How you gonna call us non-athletic, but you don't know what the hell you talking about? You the one asking questions.
You right.
This guy here, man.
Why are you late, man? It's 4:20. Did you smoke this morning?
No.
You take an edible last night?
I did take an edible last night, but early though. After I worked out. But listen, happy born day to my man Killer Mike. Drop on the clues bombs with Killer Mike.
Happy birthday, Killer Mike.
You see me repping for my guy this morning.
There you go.
One of the greatest black men I ever know. Today's his born day on 420. And he's a smoker. Mm-hmm. That's right. Salute to Shay Bigger, too. His beautiful wife, so salute to the Renders. Happy born day.
Now, what are you doing today, Yee? I know you're a smoker.
We're watching Versus tonight.
Yes, of course we're watching Method Man and Redman Versus tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I have some stuff here.
Yeah, I have some. What kind of? You said
I might get started this morning. It is 4:20.
Oh, okay. Let's get into it. All right. Well, we at work. We ain't doing that in here. All right. Well, let's get the show cracking now. Who's joining us this morning?
Kadeen and Duvall.
Oh, DeVal and Kadeen.
DeVal and Kadeen Ellis will be joining us
the
this morning.
Ellises.
Yes.
From the Dead Ass Podcast.
Yeah, we'll be kicking with them. And also Burner. Burner will be joining us. Anybody from the West Coast, Burner. Of course, he owns the Cookies brand. So we'll be talking to Burner.
And he's an artist.
Yeah, and he's a rapper as well. He signed to Wiz Khalifa. I think he's still signed to Wiz Khalifa.
Taylor Gang.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
Man, there's a lot to talk about this morning. Let's talk about the COVID-19 vaccine and some of these schools that you will be required to get the vaccine at. Also, today, the Derek Chauvin trial. They started deliberations yesterday, so we'll give you some updates.
Play that Young Thug in Gunna, man. Play Ski.
I want to hear Good Times, man. Styles P. But they don't even have it in the system. How crazy is that? They don't have I Get High in the system.
Jesus Christ. Well, do we have Ski in the system? No.
No, we don't have Ski in the system either.
Lord have mercy. Well, tell me what the show was supposed to start off with. What Roddy Richard...
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke, okay. I'm about to say Pop Smoke. I say what Roddy Richard Pop Smoke record.
They got How High, Redman, nothing. It's 420, damn it. Nothing at all.
Well, guys.
I see Al Green, but I don't even know why Al Green's in there.
Al Green.
There we go. Yes, it is.
Okay, we got something.
What is that?
It's How High.
I personally like Al Green.
Steve, J, Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Where we starting, Yee?
Well, in Atlanta, the largest private colleges and universities have announced they will require students to get the COVID-19 vaccine if you want to be on campus for the fall semester. At Emory, which is the state's largest private university with about 15,000 students, they said widespread vaccinations are crucial to a full return to campus. In addition, Clark Atlanta University, Morehouse College, Morehouse School of Medicine, and Spelman College, which have more than 8,000 students combined, have also said you have to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
Well, they can do that. They're private institutions.
Yeah.
They set the rules. Not mad at that.
You know, a lot of employers right now are also struggling over whether or not they should make you have to get the vaccine. So employers can require that, but they must provide reasonable accommodations for those who cannot be inoculated for sincerely held religious beliefs or for medical reasons.
Yeah, and I wonder what the rules are for that, right? Because what if your job did not make you have to get vaccines before? You know what I mean? If it was optional before, how can you make it mandatory now for this one?
I mean, I guess they can because colleges can do it as well. And you see, I don't know if you got it, but on the Clear app, when you go to the airport, they have this thing for vaccinations now that they'll start. Your vaccinations have to be through your Clear. So when you go through the airport, it'll automatically post on your app.
Or whether you're vaccinated or not?
All right, now let's talk about the Derek Chauvin murder trial. You know, yesterday they did hear about 5 hours of closing arguments from prosecutors and the former police officer's defense attorney. And the jury actually got started. I think they deliberated between about 5 to 9 p.m. and they start again today. So we will see what happens now. People are talking about Maxine Waters' comments, and Republicans are saying that she is trying to incite some type of riot.
Oh, knock it off.
By the way, she didn't say anything about violence, but listen to what she did say.
I am very hopeful, and I hope that we're going to get a verdict that will say guilty, guilty, guilty. And if we don't, we cannot go away.
And not just manslaughter, right? I mean...
Oh, no, not manslaughter. No. This is guilty for murder.
Congresswoman, what happens if we do not get what you just told? What should the people do? What should protesters on the street do?
Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if Donald Trump would have said something like that, they would have been on his ass, too. So I understand.
Why? Because he said confrontational?
Yeah, because she said confrontational. But, I mean, truth to the matter is you got to look at somebody like Maxine Waters, right? She's 82 years old. So imagine what her triggers and her traumas are. She actually lived through the civil rights era. When you see a situation like this, when you realize things have not really changed at all, for her to say, yes, we got to be more confrontational, we got to stay in the street, that didn't sound like violence to me. That just sounded like keep the pressure on when it comes to protests.
And she's always been an advocate of nonviolence, too.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I can't trust any of those people to know what a riot is because they didn't act like we had an attempted coup on January 6th. They don't know what actual violence is. They don't know what an actual riot is. They treated that like it was just a bunch of kids wilding at spring break in Florida. So knock it off.
Well, according to the defense attorney Nelson, he told the judge that Maxine Waters' statements can reasonably interpreted to be threats against the sanctity of the jury process. The judge responded that Maxine Waters may have given you something on appeal that may result in this whole trial being overturned.
I wish elected officials would stop talking about this case, especially in a manner that is disrespectful to the rule of law and to the judicial branch and our function. I think if they want to give their opinions, they should do so in a respectful and in a manner that is consistent with their oath to the Constitution. A congresswoman's opinion really doesn't matter a whole lot. Anyway, so motion for mistrial is denied.
Yeah, they're saying because of her influence, it could intimidate the jury. And that's something.
Aren't they sequestered, though? Shouldn't they be not paying attention to anything that's going on in the media?
They should be.
It's impossible. And they got to stop that lie. They're like, don't watch TV. But what about social media? What about having your smartphone? Unless you're taking these people and putting them in a bubble that's even tighter than quarantine during this trial, it's impossible, man. These people saw the video before they even, became jurors. Like, come on. Stop. It's impossible.
All right. Well, that is your front page news.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
It's Jack from High Tech Society. Good morning, Breakfast Club.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, first of all, y'all know it's my favorite holiday today, right?
Why is that?
420.
Why is that?
Because it's 420. What you mean?
All you do, you smoking garbage. You smoking garbage. You ain't got nothing exotic. You ain't got nothing high grade.
Charlamagne,
Is this considered a holiday?
Let me tell you something. Don't come for me on this holiday, okay? The Happy Society always come and correct every 420 and every day after.
Okay.
So don't do it.
What we smoking on?
Okay, so this morning we smoking on some strawberry banana gelato. And then for this evening, we have a plethora of just different strains just sitting on the table ready for 4:20 p.m. tonight. It's going down.
Congratulations. Are you gonna watch the Method Man Redman versus tonight?
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I was not a big Method or Red fan. Please don't assassinate me. Like
I get it.
But I wasn't a big fan. I'm from Chicago. That wasn't really who I was listening to.
I get it.
But I also want to shout out my mother-in-law, the First Lady Irma. It's her birthday today. She don't smoke, but she made two for me today. But I want to shout out her today because it's her birthday and let everybody know to follow The High Society on Instagram. Okay.
All right.
Yes,
Mama.
ma'am.
You have a good day. Hello.
You and
who's
Irma.
this?
Hey, this is C. How y'all doing?
What's up,
Peace.
C? Get it off your chest.
All right, so I am a financial educator, and I love what y'all are doing when it comes to uplifting our communities financially with Angela Yee, your Wealth Wednesdays, and DJ Envy, all the things that you and your partner are doing with real estate. And Charlamagne, I like how you always try to make people understand that you got to start where you are. And when I'm teaching people, I always try to meet people where they are. I think last week you said something about savings is a luxury for some people.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think that is a shame. But yeah, it's real important that we gotta teach people from where they are. I haven't been able to get in front of a lot of people and teach a lot, so I started actually a YouTube channel to kind of help people from where they are. If you go to Google and type in either Google or YouTube and type in hashtag wealthy for real, you can find my YouTube and just meeting people where they are, basic financial concepts.
Where you from?
I'm from Houston.
You're from Houston. Okay. Hit me in the DM. We're always looking for people to talk when we come to these different cities to talk about different financial things. You know, Caesar and I, we do the real estate part, but we always look for partners that teach other things. Like, for instance, you know, whether it's stocks or it's savings or it's banknotes or whatever it may be, we always look for people that, you know, that know those things, because I don't. So we try to give people as much knowledge as possible. I know this weekend we're in Orlando doing real estate, but we all coming to Houston and would love to see if we could possibly do something together.
Yeah, for sure. I will. I'll do that.
All right? Do that now.
All right. Thank y'all.
All right. I love when people talk about, you know, teaching people about financial literacy and trying to teach people how to do different things. A lot of these things we didn't learn. My parents didn't teach me. I don't know if your parents taught you guys, but you just had to figure it out on your own. So the fact that, you know, people are successful and able to teach people is always a great thing. Get it off your chest, 800-585-1051. And on the side note, if you're ever looking for that knowledge, EYL, shout out to EYL, Earn Your Leisure, their podcast, every week they do somebody different in a different field of financial literacy, whether it's vending machines, it's real estate, it's stocks, it's whatever. Check out their podcast. Shout out to those brothers.
That's right. You can listen to their podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network.
There you go.
And you can also go to my website, teamwealthwednesdays.com, to take the pledge. We have a lot of free resources on there also when it comes to fixing up your credit, buying a home, student loans, all of those things, empowering yourself.
There you go. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I'm dialing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm dialing. I'm calling you.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's there?
Yo, it's Nick G from Michigan. How y'all doing, man?
Nick G, what's up? Get it off your chest.
Man, look, Envy, man, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Man, how do we get you to let us perform at your car show?
Pretty simple. It's not gonna happen.
Never?
Not, you know, I don't really have performances at the car show. It's not, the car show is not based on performances. It's based on family fun day. So it's there to, you know, we play music and every once in a while a celebrity will come and they'll do a song or two, but it's not about that. It's about coming there, enjoying time with your family, checking out the cars. There's rides and stuff to do for kids. There's, jumpies. There's video games. It's more of a family fun day. Different foods, different vendors. So it ain't about performances. Like I said, yes, a lot of times artists do come and perform, and usually they're signed and they have music that people know. So, but we don't just have just performers on there. We just don't do that.
All right. Well, I respect that, man. But Pete, my boy Ajax Stacks is dropping his newest video today for a 420 day. It's called The Rapid. I really want y'all to check it out. Follow him on all platforms at Ajax Stacks, AJAX Stacks. And then follow myself. I'm going to be posting a video right now at Married with Children with 2 L's. And I appreciate you, Envy, man, for real.
All right, bro. And don't forget the car show is July 3rd in Atlanta. So spend 4th of July weekend with me, family, fun day. Tickets offline, and I'm so appreciative and grateful for that. But July 3rd is the car show in Atlanta. It's going to be amazing. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine. Get it off
Good
your
morning,
chest.
Jasmine.
Hey, Jazz.
Good morning, guys. I actually have a question for Charlamagne about forgiveness. So it's kind of a heavy topic. On the New Year's Day of this year, my fiance committed suicide.
Damn.
And his mother, who I had a good relationship with, started blaming me to anyone who would listen. She actually excluded me and our children, because we have 2 kids together, from his service. We actually weren't even able to go. How do I begin to start forgiving her? I try to pray about it, but how do you start to forgive somebody who deeply hurt you, and you just it's like you just don't have it in your heart to forgive them? It's like a conflict I'm going through right now.
You got to treat her the same way you treated your man who left you. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that she's dealing with a lot of hurt. She's dealing with a lot of trauma. She's dealing with a lot of pain. So a lot of her moves right now are just emotional. You know what I mean? Like, she's looking for somebody to blame, because nobody ever understands when a loved one commits suicide. We always try to wrap our minds around why it happened, what you could have done. So she's just looking for somebody to blame. So you can't even really hold that against her right now.
Okay.
I don't think so anyway.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm like, I felt so I don't know, that we weren't able to go to his service, and
it's all hurt.
That our children and stuff.
They say the law of energy is that energy is never lost or destroyed. It's just merely transferred from one party to the next. So she's hurt over losing her son, and then hurt people. So she struck out at you and kept you away from the funeral, because she know that would hurt you. You know what I mean? And she's putting the blame on you as if you had anything to do with it. So it's just hurting people. So you just got to give her time to get over that hurt the same way you need time to get over yours.
Yeah, okay.
But everybody needs counseling, okay? I ain't no therapist. Everybody needs you need to go see a grief counselor, a therapist. Everybody needs to go sit down with somebody and unpack all of this.
Yeah, I am. I'm in counseling.
Okay. I'm sending you healing energy this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
I love you guys. I'm active duty Air Force, and I listen to you guys on the way to work every morning, because I have an hour commute from Atlanta to Warner Robins. That's my Air Force base, and I just listen to you guys every single morning.
Well, thank you for your service.
All righty, Mama.
Thank you. All right, bye.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, yesterday an R. Kelly associate did take a plea deal, and he has admitted that he tried to silence a witness. And you guys saw this picture of this car that was set on fire and burned to a crisp.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Hey, happy 420 morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk R. Kelly.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right. Well, an associate for R. Kelly, Michael Williams, has pleaded guilty to 1 count of arson, and that is for destroying an SUV that was rented by Azriel Clary's father, who was one of R. Kelly's ex-girlfriends. In exchange for this plea deal, the prosecution has agreed to drop the witness tampering charges. He's now facing a minimum of 60 months and a maximum of 71 months under federal sentencing guidelines. So if you guys remember, she went on Instagram and she showed the vehicle, which was set on fire in front of the house where she lived with her family in Florida. Florida. And the court found that Michael Williams did use his cell phone to search the address just 2 hours before the arson. And they said per court documents, he also Googled how do fertilizer bombs work 10 days after the arson.
You can't make this stuff up, man. Wow.
He Googled all this, huh?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
From his phone.
From his phone.
Man.
Her address,
Oh,
how
boy.
to do these things.
Lord have mercy. What a waste of an
He also
arson
Googled
charge.
like witness intimidation.
No, he didn't. He did?
I'm telling you.
Are you serious? Yeah, I don't know if you're serious or not.
Oh, my goodness.
He was Googling all kinds of things.
How much time will I get if I get caught? Oh, my goodness.
What a waste of an arson charge.
I'm
though,
not
by the
even
way.
kidding. He did Google witness intimidation.
Well,
And then he also searched case law for tampering with a witness.
if
Did he Google drop the
Jesus
soap
Christ.
as well?
He might as well have just put Googled I did it.
he didn't
Because-
he shouldn't have burned the car. He should have burned all them damn tapes R. Kelly had. That's what he should have did.
All right. Well, let's talk about Scottie Pippen now. This was really sad
Very
news.
sad.
Scottie Pippen revealed yesterday that his eldest son, Antron, died. He was 33 years old. The cause of death has yet to be revealed, but he did reveal that his son suffered from chronic asthma that potentially hurt his NBA chances. He said, I'm heartbroken to share that yesterday I said goodbye to my firstborn son, Antron. The two of us shared a love for basketball, and we had countless conversations about the game. He said Antron suffered from chronic asthma, and if he hadn't, I truly... hold on. Sorry, computer froze. He said, I truly believe he would have made it to the NBA. He never let that get him down, though. Antron stayed positive and worked hard, and I'm so proud of the man that he became.
That's horrible, man. I mean, it's horrible because he lost his son. 33 years old. And that was Scottie Pippen's number throughout his NBA career. 33. That's crazy.
All right. Kobe Bryant, his Nike deal is over, according to sources. Now, Vanessa Bryant had posted about that. She said Kobe's Nike contract expired on April 13th, 2021. Kobe and Nike have made some of the most beautiful basketball shoes of all time, worn and adored by fans and athletes in all sports across the globe. It seems fitting that more NBA players wear my husband's product than any other signature shoe. My hope will always be to allow Kobe's fans to get and wear his products. I will continue to fight for that. She goes on to say, I was hoping to forge a lifelong partnership with Nike that reflects my husband's legacy. We will always do everything we can to honor Kobe and Gigi's legacies. That will never change.
So what happened? They couldn't reach a deal, or Nike just decided to abolish the deal? Like what happened? Because I would think that they would want to be in business with the Kobe Bryant estate forever.
Forever, yeah. And
I mean,
Kobe still sell. That's
the
crazy.
headline on
That's weird.
ESPN says that they elected not to that Vanessa Bryant and the Kobe Bryant estate elected not to renew partnership with Nike. So that's the headline. I'm not sure all the details
Wonder why.
because it's not in the article.
Yeah, I
of
wonder
what
why.
happened behind the scenes.
Because she said at the end that she hopes to keep making the shoes available. So what does that mean?
I mean,
the back catalog?
maybe they're still working on it. Maybe it's something that right now they've paused as they're trying to negotiate. Who knows?
And what was Kobe's
All
first
right,
deal
now-
was with Adidas, though, right? His first deal, I think, was Adidas, and then he signed over to Nike, right?
I don't know.
I think
All
so.
right, well, that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss She. We got front page news next. What are we talking about?
Well, Peloton is refusing to recall its Tread Plus treadmill after 39 accidents, and as a result, their stock is tumbling, as I've been seeing on my public app.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Angela here, and the General Insurance has been helping people save money for nearly 60 years. They offer the quality coverage you deserve at prices you can afford. Make the right call and go with the General. Call 800-GENERAL or visit thegeneral.com. Some restrictions apply.
Hey. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Where we starting, Yee?
Well, let's start with Peloton. They will not recall this treadmill that they have. It costs $4,295, even though there have been multiple reports of children becoming entrapped, pinned, and pulled under the machine. Now, they are urging customers, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, with small children and pets to stop using the machine immediately. A child did die in March in an incident involving the machine. So the fitness company is saying there's no reason to stop using the machine if safety instructions such as correctly using its safety key are followed, and that you shouldn't have it around children, have children around the machine anyway. Man, that's tough. I don't know if y'all saw that video too, because they did have a video of a child getting like pinned under the machine. That's something difficult to watch. So just giving y'all that warning right now. Now, a Colorado district judge, Natalie Chase, has resigned. She did admit to using a racial slur in front of court employees. And she also voiced her opinion on racial issues from the bench and asked employees to do personal tasks for her during work hours. So she did use the N-word. She asked court employees questions about why Black people can use the N-word, but not white people. And also whether it was different if the N-word is said with an ER or an A at the end. Also, several days after George Floyd was killed, there were two Black court employees talking about the protest, and one of them asked the other if they had seen the George Floyd protest, and the judge, while wearing her robe and sitting on the bench, said that asked some questions about the Black Lives Matter movement, and she stated that she believes all lives matter. And yes.
Why can't she ask the question about the N-word by just saying the N-word? Why does she have to say it out? Why can't she just say the N-word while she's asking these questions?
I mean, that's a great question. As a judge, if anybody should know, she should know
just
better than that.
You don't have to sound it out. Just say the N-word. We know what you mean. Like when people do stuff like that, when white people do stuff like that, they're doing it on purpose. Yes, they just want to say it. They think that if they're saying it in that context, it's okay. But no, they just actually want to say it.
All right, now, yesterday was day 15 of the Derek Chauvin murder trial. As you know, jury deliberations started yesterday and they will continue today. Some of the things that you heard yesterday was defense attorney Eric Nelson saying that Derek Chauvin is not guilty beyond reasonable doubt.
Officers are human beings capable of making mistakes in highly stressful situations. In this case, the totality of the circumstances that were known to a reasonable police officer in the precise moment the force was used demonstrates that this was an authorized use of force, as unattractive as it may be. And this is reasonable doubt.
Oh, Lord, that's what's nuts about this situation. Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd in cold blood, on purpose, on camera, and they telling us that we didn't see what we think we saw. What we saw isn't what we really witnessed. It's actually impressive. It really
All right,
is.
Prosecutor Steve Slisher also says, you better believe what you saw.
Die of a drug overdose. It's not common sense. That's nonsense. Believe your eyes. What you saw happened. If you committed a certain level of assault, a felony level assault, and a person dies, you're guilty of murder. It's as simple as that. This was not policing. It was unnecessary, and he did it on purpose. This was not an accident. That force for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, that killed George Floyd.
Yeah, it's like we in two worlds. Social media people can convict folks off just allegations, things they heard, but in court for something we actually saw, they can create doubt. It is very impressive. And the fact that he was already on the ground in handcuffs and you kept your knee on his neck for over 9 minutes. Once you have him on the ground in handcuffs, at nowhere during that 9 minutes did you think, okay, he's subdued now? Come on.
That was pride
Stop
in
it.
him. He deserves to go
All right.
to jail for life.
And the prosecutor, Steve Slisher, also wants to make it clear what this case is. It is Minnesota versus Chauvin, not versus the police, not versus George Floyd. Listen.
This case is called the State of Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin. This case is not called the State of Minnesota versus the police. This is not a prosecution of the police. It is a prosecution of the defendant. And there's nothing worse for good police than a bad police. Also need to be clear, this is not the trial of George Floyd. He didn't get a trial when he was alive.
That's very true. I know one thing, Minnesota, you better do the right thing. Okay, destiny's not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Make the wrong choice in this situation, it's going to be a lot of bloodshed. And either way, it's going to be bloodshed. If Derek Chauvin gets off, yes, it's going to be violence. If Derek Chauvin gets convicted, yes, it's going to be violence from the other side. We've been watching how they get down. You know, during the whole Trump administration, we saw how they get down on January 6th. So either way, it's going to be violence. So choose wisely.
All right. We will be watching, and that is your front page news.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, who's joining us from the Deadass Podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, our peoples, DeVal and Kadeen Ellis, the Ellises.
That's right. We're going to talk to them next. And also, from the West Coast, later on, Berner will be joining us. So don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We have some special guests in the building. Ye was hating. Ye turned her mic off. We have the Val and Kadeem.
What's good, I don't believe it. What's up, everybody? How are y'all?
Blessed, black, and highly favored.
I love that.
They are collectively the Dead Ass Podcast.
That we are.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir.
It don't get no more New York than that.
That's
Nah,
a
it
fact.
don't.
When we were
It
trying to
don't.
come up with the
It
name
don't.
for the podcast, we were like, that's it. It had to be Dead Ass.
What inspired the podcast?
Yo, it's funny, bro. It's
story. We got mad stories.
We do got mad stories, but it really is just like our life. Like we just two kids from Brooklyn who hustle like everybody else. And I met my best friend when I was 18, my wife here, and we just lived life together, grinding, taking chances with each other. And we wanted to just show people like this is how fun marriage can be. Even though there's some tough times, but it's just fun. Let's talk about the real times. Like I'll give you an example. When I first met my wife, this was in 2002. We were at a banquet of our elementary school we was going to, and Pam Oliver was hosting. And Pam Oliver, she was reading down the list of accomplishments. DeVal Ellis got a scholarship to Hofstra, aspires to play in the NFL. If you want to do that, you're going to have to grow and gain more weight. And then she was like, like one of those cocky laughs. You know that?
The reporter laughed.
Like it was real condescending, and I was kind of like,
you're gonna have to get your weight up.
Yeah, I was like, and I'm like, yo, she laughing at me, right? So me and my wife wasn't together at that moment.
Right. That's the day we met, though.
That's the day we met.
Yeah.
So fast forward 4 years. Now I get a tryout with the Lions, make the team. My first home game starting was against the Jets. It all comes full circle. My family's in the stands, and the Jets, they looked out for me. They got my wife down. At the time, it was my girlfriend. She got her down there on the stadium, and she's on the field with my mom, and they're like, yo, your mom and your wife's down there. Tell her to take some pictures, get up there. Right? So I'm down there. As soon as I come down, I see my wife, my girlfriend at the time, and she's like, yo, you see that bitch Pam Oliver's over there? And this is 4 years later, and I'm like, yeah, I see her. I see her.
I was like, you remember number 80?
Hold on, you pressed Pam Oliver?
Check this out. She says to me, I'm supposed to be returning punts, and she called me over. I'm like, you see Pam Oliver? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you gonna go say something to her? I'm like, I can't. I'm about to play a game. She said, you don't got to, because I already did. So I'm like, that's why you money. So this is in the middle of MetLife Stadium. Yep. 3 pounds, bang, bang. Me and her body bump in the middle of MetLife Stadium right before a game. My coach is like, DeVal, get your ass over here. But it's just two Brooklyn kids. Like, we got so many stories.
You remember number 80 that you said needed to get his weight up, that he would never make it to the NFL? Well, he's right over there.
And what did she say?
And I gave her the laugh, too.
What did she say?
And she was like, no way. Are you kidding me?
I never said that.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that.
Like, yeah, you
what
did.
if she'd have took her wig off and slapped you?
They'd have been in there brawling. They'd have been in MetLife Stadium brawling.
It'd have been a problem.
And not for nothing, though, shout out to Pam Oliver, because she's a pioneer in what she does. She was being honest. I was 5'8", 140 pounds.
Somebody dream.
Facts. That's how I felt.
You can give constructive criticism, but don't just be like, you'll never. You'll never.
But yeah, he does it all the time.
No, I don't do that. I don't tell somebody they'll never be able to do something.
Son,
I give constructive criticism and tell them they make.
You tell them, don't quit your day job, stop rapping.
But that's not. But that don't mean never. That just means like, look, constructive criticism is like you might want to find something else to do.
I can respect that too.
I can respect that.
DeVal, you said you booked 2 jobs, and I heard on one of the podcasts you guys are talking about how the dynamics of your relationship have changed. Let's talk about that, because it is different now, right? Because DeVal is gone for periods of time, and y'all not physically together. So how has that changed your relationship?
It's kind of changed our relationship in a little bit. I mean, we just came out of a pandemic where we couldn't do nothing, so we was on each other all the time. But I mean, the time to miss each other kind of took us back to college and the league, because when I was in the league, I'd be gone for weeks, I'd be gone for months, and during those times we really missed each other. So when we came back, it was fireworks.
Right. I think we need that. Being together for 18 years, almost 19 years, we definitely need a space. So him being away filming for a couple weeks at a time, that gives me time to rejuvenate the sexy and whatnot, and rebuild that wanting to see each other. Like, it's necessary when you've been with somebody for so long. It's very necessary.
How long were you in the league?
4 years.
Okay. So you don't get the pension?
Yo, I missed about 3 games.
3 games.
Bro, I learned a lot about like ownership and finances through the NFL, bro. Like, they find ways. For example, it's all about cheaper, younger talent, right? So I played for the Lions for 3 years. I got picked up by the Browns, got released, and my agent told me, like, yo, it's gonna be hard for you to get back into the league. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, whoever picks you up now is going to be responsible for your pension from now until you're done. So for them, it's like, I might as well just go get a rookie, pay them the league minimum, rather than having to pay you $1 million to do the same thing. And from a business standpoint, I get it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? From a business standpoint, from an ownership standpoint, I get it. But from a player standpoint, I'm like, yo, this is jacked up. But that's what the CBA is always fighting for. You know, they're always fighting to make sure players are taken care of. So at that point, I made a decision. I didn't want to play ball no more. I wanted to focus on TV film. My wife wasn't too happy about that at the time. She was like, what? Like,
I was like, you're about to do what? Who leaves a bag on the table? To me, I felt like, all right, well, they don't want to play you in the NFL. The Canada, I think, had some interest in him at the time.
She's trying to send me to Canada,
so
y'all.
I was like, go to Canada.
She's trying to send me to Canada, bro.
I was like, you in Detroit, you might as well just go to Canada and play a year or two. Because to me, I kind of felt like he also he wasn't able to live out his full potential playing in the NFL. So I feel like he still had more to prove. I cursed out Pam Oliver for you, and you still had more to prove.
I understand that, but this was my thing, right? I also had a functioning pain med addiction. That playing football that was dangerous for me because what people don't understand about football is you have to make it through practice in order to play. So I wake up in the morning, take 4 Tylenol before practice, take 4 Tylenol after practice, then take 2 Vicodin to go to sleep. And I'm doing that Monday through Saturday just to get through practice, and then I'm taking pain meds on Sunday. So
unbeknownst to me too, at the time I didn't even.
Yeah, at the time she didn't know. So and I didn't know how it was affecting me. It wasn't like a pain med addiction where it was like I need the pain meds on to get high. I just needed it so my body was numb so I could play ball. So I was like, man, I really just don't want to do this no more.
Have the things you're doing now filled that void that football left? Because I hear that from so many athletes. Like either they didn't make it pro, or they made it pro and it was only there for a short time.
Bro,
that was never really your dream though.
Playing football, it was always a means to an end. When I first met Kay at 18, she was like, yo, what you want to do with your life? And I was like, that. Martin was on TV. She was like, that. I was like, yo, I want to be an actor. I want to tell stories. And she's like, how you going to do that? And I told her I was going to use football as a means.
Dope.
But what happens is when football becomes your whole life for 10 years and people are constantly giving you a structure for what your life is going to be, when that's taken away suddenly, there's no way to avoid depression, bro. It don't matter how much money you got. I got boys who got $25 million in the bank who call me and just randomly be like, yo, D, I'm not doing well. Like, what you mean? They're like, yo, it's me and my kids and my wife in the house.
They don't got nothing to do.
I don't know what to do. I'm like, bro, you got money. Start some businesses. You're like, money ain't a thing to me. Like, I don't care about that. I just don't have a purpose. And that's when we also started, talking about Black men's health on the podcast because we don't talk about that. Like, and I know you big on that, Charlamagne, and it's good to see it be normalized now.
All right, we got more with DeVal and Kadeen Ellis when we come back from the Dead Ass Podcast. It's the Breakfast Club.
No face, no case.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now from the Dead Ass Podcast, we have DeVal and Kadeen Ellis. Charlamagne.
Can y'all talk about that time y'all went viral when y'all had that discussion about monogamy?
What happened was we were so there was a whole story behind it. The Monday we were supposed to be shooting 4 episodes of the podcast, right?
That week, yep.
Kay and I have this thing with sex where I'm like, yo, I like when you get dressed up. For example, Kay don't dress like this every day. She knows she coming on the Breakfast Club. She put her makeup on. She got her $36 wig on, her hat.
$36 wig.
And y'all know when you marry, when you marry, sometimes you like, yo, I like when my wife get dressed up.
I ain't clipped the lace.
So Monday she dressed up.
I ain't clipped the lace.
Monday she dressed up, and I was like, yo, let's tonight let's do something. She's like, I got you tonight.
I mean, you'll be in the moment. You go to an event or whatever. So I have my little hairdo in and the ponytail. He likes the ponytail.
So she had the ponytail, and she's like, I'm gonna take care of you tonight. Monday come and go, she forget. Tuesday, she get dressed. You know how it is when you married.
When you married and then
Tuesday, so she get dressed again.
Because
we had the podcast. She get dressed up again. She said, I got you tonight. She talking hot. Tuesday night, I get home. She forget again.
Once she put that scarf on, you know it's a wrap,
bro. So she did it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. She promised me. She was like, bro, I got you tonight. She had this long ponytail in. She had the rhinestones on her forehead. Everything was looking nice. She was like, yo.
Was laid.
So we get home that night. I run to the bathroom. I come back. She got the stocking cap on. And she got the stocking cap on with her little ponytail here. She took it out.
I took the ponytail
so I'm pissed,
out.
bro.
Was bothering me
I'm like, yo, this all week you've been promising me that you was gonna do this. So now,
and I put on this cute little all-in-one bodysuit from Savage Fenty. He was like, "Look at you in your dry ass, dusty bodysuit." I'm like, "Why gotta be?" I said, "This is a perfectly brand new Savage X Fenty."
So,
okay.
So I'm pissed,
my
bro.
dusty ass bodysuit.
So now I'm pissed, right? So now we have sex that night. We have angry sex, but it ain't the type of sex I was trying to have, right? So we wake up the next morning.
Is it good angry sex like Keisha and Tommy and Belly?
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good angry sex.
Okay.
But my thing is, you still put it off, and you ain't do what I asked you to do. So we wake up that morning. Now we got to do a podcast. So we get in there, and we already submitted the terms we're gonna do for the podcast. So we get there like, hey, the podcast is about monogamy. I'm like, so we talking about sex, right? And it came to this point in the podcast, and I'm like, yo, let me ask you a question. If sex is gonna be a chore for you as a wife, why did you want monogamy? Right? And she was just like, you didn't want monogamy? And I was like, I did, but I felt like you kind of pushed monogamy on me. I said that, and her response was, oh, so I forced you to marry me? I didn't say that.
She moved the goalpost.
Yeah, I didn't.
You moved the goalpost.
I didn't say that.
A smidgen.
But
more or less, what was he trying to say?
But this is where I messed up, right? I was so mad, and I was being petty, and we both petty, that I didn't take it back and be like, no, babe, you didn't force me to marry you. I said, because now I'm being mad, because now I'm being petty. And I'm like, at the time when we was getting married, we weren't even agreeing on when we were going to get married, because I told you I lost all my money playing ball. Mm-hmm. I had said that at that time, like, I think we should wait to get married because financially I'm not in a good spot. And she was like, I'm not waiting no more. I want to get married. So I kind of felt like, yeah, like you wanted to get married at this point. So now that you wanted to get married at this point, when it comes time to do these things as a wife and you keep putting me off, it kind of make me feel like you didn't really want monogamy. You just wanted me to do.
Also, sorry.
No,
27-year-old Kadeem at the time was thinking, I want to be clear about what the intentions are. What am I expecting to gain from this relationship or not? Because at that point we've been together for 9 years. So I just want to know where we going.
Which is
and
fair.
how I got to get there.
Which
so
is
he
fair.
took that as pressure.
To
me, I was just stating where I stood in that time.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
So what happened after that conversation now? Now you said, so now what happens now? I need to get done for 3 more days.
No, so what happened was I said, right? And we end up having a full argument on the podcast. We get over it. The podcast comes out like 4 weeks later. We forget that we had this whole argument.
Right back.
And now we arguing about something else. And then people are hitting me on Twitter like, yo, y'all trending on Twitter. And I'm like, for what? And they just like, your monogamy comment. I just was trying to make a point. But y'all took it and y'all ran with it. But I'm like, to be honest, we people was mad. It was men versus women.
Yeah.
Men agreed with me. Women agreed with her. And it created content. But people was mad at us for a little bit.
Mission accomplished.
People were mad at us for a little bit.
It's a good conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you want it. You're not going to creep on your woman.
I'm not. Like, I'm not doing
But you're desirable. Is all you're trying to say.
I appreciate that, Charlamagne. I appreciate that.
No, I don't mean it like that.
How you do that with Kadeem right there?
Wow. His wife is right there.
Relax, kid. Don't get on.
He's a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch. She is. He is.
I don't mean it like that. It's just that old adage, what you don't do, somebody else will. Not saying he would.
Wow, Charlamagne.
No, I would never say that to my wife. You know what I mean? But it's a thought sometimes. Like, I don't want it to be a chore to you.
Whoop his ass.
See, now that's the
ass,
point.
girl.
Look, Envy trying to instigate. Envy trying to instigate over.
But you see, Charlamagne, you were like, I would never say that to my wife. Deval will say to me, Deval was just like, women out there want me. I am a sex symbol. Like, he lets me know.
Listen,
and
this is the truth.
Okay.
This
and
is,
I agree. That's
hold
why I'm
on.
here.
And women went Kadeem as well.
Yo, now here's the thing, Envy.
I'm sure women be in your comments.
Envy, this is my point. Envy and Ye. When Kay says she wants something or she needs something, I make it my point to get it done because I understand that. I'm like, I'm not gonna disregard your feelings and your needs because the same way you want monogamy, I want monogamy too. If my wife if I want monogamy and I'm gonna say to my wife, yo, I want to be the only person you come to for all of this. When she says she want to need something, I'm gonna take care of it. So when I ask for the same thing and you constantly saying, later, I'll be like, why you always on me? It's like, damn, like, why don't you do the same for me if I'm trying to do the same for you? So it's not a thing where I'm like, I could get mad chicks. It's like, yo, let's serve each other. And that's ultimately what the podcast is about. We talking to people about, I had to make a decision in my life to learn how to serve my wife I could be a better husband. Like even the sex thing. You know how we figured out what happened with her sex drive?
Yeah, because we kind of had revelations over like the past 5 seasons. It kind of started where we were like bitching about what we had problems with.
We had problems,
and
we was bitching about it.
And then people were talking about, oh wow, let's hear more about this because I'm having the same issues. And then we kind of felt like we had a breakthrough recently.
We figured it out, bro.
Yeah.
That conversation we had about monogamy made us sit down and be like, yo, let's figure out what's going on with your body and mine. We spoke to a doctor. We got off the birth control, and it was like night and day. August, we was having issues. She got off the birth control. September, I can't get her away from me, bro. Like I cannot get her away from me. I'm like, I need a break.
And then in talking about that, we realized that there were so many people out there that were just like
having the same issue.
You know why that's such a good convo? Because men have fragile egos, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like if you don't want to sleep with me, I start questioning myself. Like you'd be like Will Smith on Freshman. Why you don't want me? You know what I mean? Like
that's literally how he was.
Yo, Charlamagne, bro, I tell you, bro. When I say I'll say to her like, yo, other chicks want me. I'm the same type of dude that my ego. I'd be like, you know how this is with my ego.
That's right.
I go to my wife and I ask for something, and she's constantly rejecting me. That make me feel bad. I don't mind being honest and saying that. Like I start looking at myself like my hair's thinning a little bit. I'm not lifting enough weights. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back in the gym. Like, I get out the shower. I'll be looking at her like, am I looking good? Like, what's up? Like, you start to question yourself, bro.
PRF treatments. I'm like, you all right?
All right, don't move. We have more with DeVal and Kadeen Ellis from the Dead Ass Podcast. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now from the Dead Ass Podcast, we have DeVal and Kadeen Ellis, Charlamagne.
Did y'all expect the podcast to blow up the way that it did?
No, I didn't. Well, first of all, I'll say this. I was not completely signed up for any of this from jump. And because I grew up in a very traditional West Indian household where the first thing I was taught as soon as I can remember anything was you don't tell people your business. Mm-hmm. Like you stay to yourself. Anything that happens in this household, in this family, stays in the house. You know, but DeVal and I started to do the videos. They picked up some traction. We were also trying to. He had the foresight to see.
Let me tell you, bro.
But I was just not with it in the very beginning.
This is my belief. I believe that there's a delusional quality that all successful people have. Mm-hmm. When I started this whole thing with social media, I told her, I was like, yo, I want my own sitcom. I want to do TV. I want to do this, but I'm not going to sit back and wait for somebody to pick me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not going to do that. So I'm going to create my own content. I created this social sitcom. It was 15-second videos, and I continue to stay consistent. One of the big people who was very inspirational in my life was 50 Cent, right? Because he was the one that said to me, if you stay consistent, when something pop, you got a catalog.
That's right.
And I also respect 50 because, you know, he hit me with the Hollywood, yeah, we gonna work. And I got a story about Charlamagne, too. We at the Sorry to Bother You tape.
It was a screening.
The screening, right?
Yeah.
I catch eyes with Charlamagne catch eyes with me. And I could see in Charlamagne's face that Charlamagne already knew, like, this looked like the type of that's gonna run up on me right now, right?
Either that or he thought you was cute from what he said earlier, but go ahead.
Very desirable.
Desirable.
So Charlamagne walked by me, right? Now, I was like, yo, Charlamagne was good. He gave me a pound or whatever. I was like, yo, let me holler at you. He was like, all right. Right? So we walk outside.
I was like, I don't like his tone, DeVal.
So I'm like, yo, Charlamagne, me and my wife got a podcast coming out. We doing this, we doing that. He's listening. He's like, He was like, I was like, yo, I was wondering, you know what I'm saying? I want to get on the Breakfast Club so we can talk about it. He was like, yeah, take my, let me get your phone. I'm gonna give you my number, right? So he takes my phone, right? And he puts all the numbers in there, and I close. I'm like, good looking. You know, I didn't want to keep him too much, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot going on. Charlamagne walk away, right? We get outside. I look at my phone. He only put 9 digits in there, right? He only put 9 digits in there, right? So
I was like, did he do that on purpose? I was ready to go back in there and come after you. I was like, you forgot a digit, Charlamagne.
Kate gonna hit me with the Kate gonna hit me like, yo, he tried to stun on you.
He played you.
He tried to swerve you like he was a bad bitch. She's like, I'm going back inside. I'm like, nah. Don't
now
go
who's the
inside.
bad bitch, right?
So
I definitely didn't do that on purpose.
So this is the thing, though. I said, Kay, real talk. Charlamagne probably get people that do 2-minute pitches every single day. I was like, I understand the game. People have to see what you bring to the table for you to get opportunity. I said, if this ain't our moment, this ain't our moment. So then
things did take off, though.
Hey, I'm definitely not that guy. I pay attention to everything because you never know what's going to be what.
Yeah,
that's true.
Which is true. But I wasn't mad.
I was gonna say another thing on another episode. Y'all were talking about that, right? DeVal, you being called this simp, Kadeen, you being called submissive. Mm-hmm. But that is important in relationships. That's kind of how you should be toward each other at certain times.
Yeah, it's funny on social media. Like, I'll say something in men's favor, and women will just be like, oh, he's sexist and he's misogynistic. Mm-hmm. But then if I say something in women's favor, then I'm a simp. It's like you know, people are going to be triggered by whatever you say, but this is my truth. Like, you know, my life is not a monolithic version of what blackness is. Like, some days I feel like as a man I should stand up for my masculinity. Some days I feel like, you know what, I can't push the patriarchy too much. Like, this ain't fair. So I'm gonna say both when I think it's fair. Sometimes people be mad, sometimes people love it, but it's my truth. I'm never gonna run from my truth.
I mean, I get women all the time that are just like, Kadeen, what's your prayer? What did you say? What'd you do? I was like, y'all have to understand that. I'm like, this is like 19 years in the making. So what you're seeing now, DeVal and Kadeen that you see now, have been through 19 years worth of shit. So if we're not transparent about where we've been, things we've had, conversations we had at 27, and people want to hold us to that 1 6-minute clip, then be my guest. But we at least know that we're sharing the entire thing. So like I said before, I wasn't signed up for it, but now that I am, I feel like it's our duty to be able to have to tell people this is the entire picture here. Yeah. And then the beauty behind it is that we pick and choose what we want to share and how we want to share it.
There's no pedestals for me. The minute people put you on a pedestal and you the greatest thing, then they're ready to knock you off.
That's why I was fearful in the beginning. But I think the good thing with us, with the podcast and just even with our content in general, is that we really try to show the entire picture. Like we did a whole episode on cheating because we're like, we're gonna put ourselves out there before anybody tries to put us out there. You know what I mean? Nobody can come to us with stories now because everything's out there.
Y'all both have cheated?
So
yeah.
Me and my wife do.
And we've healed.
It's still a hard conversation to have, though.
Oh, definitely. Sure. That episode was a hard episode.
It's never an easy conversation to have. But I will say this though: if you learn to accept people and accept them to have changes in life, you don't hold people to that moment. And I've learned to not hold people to that, especially my wife. You know what I'm saying? Because I hope she doesn't hold me like that and give me grace.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give you grace.
And I was like, after 19 years, if you wasn't cheating, somebody lying. So I was like, from 18 to 30. 18
to 30, yeah. We've been through a lot through the NFL, all this stuff. We had our ups and downs. Same thing in college, because when we first got together, when we were 18, I told her I didn't want to be a boyfriend. I said, I don't want to be a boyfriend, and she was like, well, I don't want to be number 2 to nobody else. And I was like, damn, like I'm really not trying to be out here.
We met each other at like a really fragile time because I came from a very strict West Indian household, so I couldn't go out, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't date, I couldn't do anything. So when I got to college, I was ready to have fun, you know, and he had just gotten to college too, and he was ready to have fun. And then we met each other and like just couldn't. A lot of times it was like trying to put a square peg in a triangle hole because it's like we're trying to make this work because we want to be together, but it just wasn't.
It wasn't working. And then not for nothing, I was trying to be honest and tell her what I didn't want, but I wanted her more than anything else. And I realized I couldn't have my best friend only on my terms. And that was when I had to make a decision of, you know what, I value monogamy with her more than I value all the other aspects in life. I feel like Kadeen and I have there's a divine aura that brings us together, that we work better collectively and individually when we're together.
I was just gonna say, just as individuals too, the way that both of you carry yourselves, and you're amazing people individually, but I think that's important too. And you talk about that as an individual, how you have to be able to be an independent individual before you can even be whole in a relationship.
No, that's true. And not for nothing, I think y'all have to give yourselves a lot of credit for what y'all have done for the culture, because I've heard your stories about your marriage and everything you've been through, right? I've heard Envy's stories about his marriage. Kay used to send me the 12. She used to send me the 12 days of Christmas. You being a businesswoman and doing everything that you do. Y'all really, for me, what like set me up to realize like, yo, I could do everything I want to do because I watch these people here do everything they want to do. Yeah.
Well, listen, man, make sure you check out the Dead Ass podcast. Make sure you get the children's book, The Ellises and the Time Machine.
Yes.
Why do we have to say Black Lives Matter? Make sure you check out DeVal on Tyler Perry's Sisters.
Yes.
And everything else y'all got going on, man.
Yeah, you got Bigger coming out soon, too.
Yeah, Bigger on BET
BET
Plus. Will Packer Show Bigger.
Dope.
On that
might
season
see me
2.
in 1 or 2 episodes, too.
Okay.
Yeah. And we know what Bigger was about, okay?
Make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast
That
everywhere
part.
you listen to podcasts. And what's y'all Twitters, Instagram handles, and all that good stuff?
Kadeen I Am.
And that's I Am DeVal, IAMDEVALE. We appreciate y'all so much. I have no
doubt.
idea.
We love you, Breakfast Club.
We
do.
Appreciate y'all,
Thank
too.
y'all
It's
for
the Dead Ass Podcast on the Breakfast Club. Thank you for joining us.
Hey.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Jeannie Bus.
It's time.
She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, Jeannie Buss was on the All the Smoke podcast. She's the Lakers owner, and she talked about Kobe Bryant. There were rumors that he was seriously considering leaving the Lakers for the Clippers, as you know, at that time back in 2004. And here's what she had to say.
Kobe to the Clippers.
I never had that conversation with Kobe, but there was a game where he wore the colors.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, like very subtle. And I could see like he loves challenges.
He was unhappy.
Right? And that would have been like a huge thing, right? So, I do think that was something that was very possible.
Yeah, and I think Jerry Wessel was at the Clippers at the time, so that could have been a thing. That could have definitely been a thing.
Yeah, and legendary Clippers broadcaster Ralph Lawler had told the LA Times that Kobe even verbally committed to the Clippers in 2004. And he said that Kobe even turned to him and said, this is an exact quote that I've had repeated to me by multiple people. He said, "Don't worry, I'm a Clipper."
Wow.
And so he walked out the door and the Clippers were all high-fiving each other thinking, by God, we've done it. Well, but he did end up staying with the Lakers.
Well, salute to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. You can listen to the All the Smoke podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network and follow them on Instagram because they're trying to get to 420,000 followers by today, 420. So follow them on at All the Smoke.
All right, now Diddy has announced a brand new label, Love Records. And his first artist is Stacey Bart. Here's what he said.
This is Stacey Bart. I haven't made the announcement yet, but I'm back in the music industry doing what I love. And this is one of the first artists signed to Love Records. Stacey!
Now, I wonder what Diddy has learned from his time in the record industry. Are Love Records contracts better than Bad Boy deals were? I wonder.
It's a different day and age, so I'm sure.
Just asking. I wonder.
And deals are so different now than they were back then. And there's a lot more information and ways that you can structure things. And so I would hope so.
Yeah, artists are smarter. Artists aren't going to allow themselves to get got.
And she's a veteran, too, by the way. She's written a lot of big records for Britney Spears, Katy Perry, Alicia Keys. She's been on records with John Legend. Like, she's pretty well known behind the scenes already. Mm-hmm. And she's already been performing. So I can't imagine that she doesn't have her business together.
Word.
She's done a publishing deal with Universal. She's not just some new artist out of nowhere.
They announced that at Killer Mike's Born Day. Diddy had a little Born Day function for Killer Mike, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Happy Born Day to my guy, Killer Mike.
So congratulations to them. And here's another new announcement. The first trailer for Marvel's upcoming movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, has been revealed. And this is pretty exciting. So this is actually coming to theaters September 3rd. And this movie is making history as the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to center on an Asian lead with an Asian filmmaking team. So congratulations to that. Awkwafina's in that too, by the way, as a supporting character. And Simu Liu is the main character. He's the first Asian superhero main character in a Marvel film.
I saw the trailer yesterday. Awkwafina has come a long way from Girl Code on MTV. Drop on the clues bombs for Awkwafina. And I know nothing about the Shang-Chi character. Even when I was looking at my Marvel thesaurus, he's got like one paragraph. So please, I also don't want people to think that this is some type of a money grab for Marvel, because Shang-Chi has been in the works for a long time. It's just wild how timing works, right?
I have no idea.
Well, September 3rd. This movie was actually supposed to come out February, but because of the pandemic and everything, it's now coming out September 3rd.
I think that's a better day anyway, honestly.
Why?
That's my birthday.
It's your birthday?
Oh, shut up. Divine timing is something else. I mean, in this year of Stop Asian Hate, for this movie to drop, wow.
All right, now, Kim Kardashian, I don't know where they get their sources from, but there's an exclusive in Page 6 that she is being courted by royals, billionaires, and A-listers amidst this divorce. They said people are reaching out through mutual friends and people that she's worked with to set her up with everyone, from all these different billionaires to athletes to all these different A-list actors. They said she is being flooded with a bevy of dating options, but she is not looking to jump into anything. She's keeping an open mind.
Yeah, Kris Jenner needs a new email, because I think people are on to the thisisnotkrisjenner@gmail.com when she leaks her sources. I think people are on to that one.
Now, the insider reiterated that Kim is really focused on her kids and work right now, i.e. not dating, but added that when she is ready, one deal breaker in particular will spoil any suitor's chances. She certainly wouldn't want anyone to be with her for the spotlight, the source said.
Okay, Chris.
She wants someone who really values privacy.
No doubt. Anything else, Chris? Anything else?
Now, according to other reports, Kanye is allegedly super annoyed by reports that say Kim Kardashian is divorcing him. The source says that he let her file first to give her dignity.
Okay, now, so petty, I think that's coming from Consequence.
Shut up.
Consequence put that out? I think that's from Consequence. Salute to Cons. Happy belated, too, brother.
This is disrespectful. In page 6, they call him the Chick-fil-A rapper. It says the Chick-fil-A rapper.
Why they call him the Chick-fil-A rapper?
He's Christian.
But you want a Chick-fil-A.
He didn't say Chick-fil-A. He said fish fillet.
Well, look, they're saying the Chick-fil-A rapper. I don't know why
That's
they're calling
stupid.
him that.
He should have said Chick-fil-A, but he said fish fillet.
Ain't nothing wrong with being a Chick-fil-A rapper either. Like, Chick-fil-A is nice. Like, I like Chick-fil-A. You don't like Chick-fil-A?
I like Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A.
I like Chick-fil-A.
I mean, if you are the Chick-fil-A of rappers, you might be a pretty good rapper.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Kanye West the Chick-fil-A of rappers?
No.
I mean, at one point he was.
Right?
But now he's open on Sunday. So I don't know.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
All right, that was a stupid conversation. Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Hey, man, all you niggas going to jail for PPP fraud, okay? So I need Lakeisha Golden to come to the front of the congregation. She needs to serve as an example for all you, okay? All right.
Can we play a game after?
I don't think we need to play a game with this one. I think we know exactly what race this is.
Oh, my goodness. We'll do it next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Dad, Stop Embarrassing Me is a new Netflix sitcom that follows a teenage daughter who comes to live with Bryant, played by Jamie Foxx, who gets parental help from Pops, played by David Alan Grier, to hilariously tackle life together. Now streaming only on Netflix.
Just don't be a donkey, because right now you want some real donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit me with the heat.
Did she get donkey today? Please tell me.
Absolutely. I have become Donkey of the Day.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
You're a donkey.
Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, April 20th, 420. Killer Mike's born day goes to Lakeisha Golden. Now, according to her GoFundMe, it says she's from Nashville, Tennessee. Who is Lakeisha Golden? Well, believe it or not, even though she's the one getting donkey of the day today, a lot of you have something in common with Lakeisha Golden. See, a lot of y'all going to prison for COVID-19 loan fraud cases. I don't want to hear it. You knew you was lying when you filled out the application, okay? As of April 15th, 2021, there's over $189 billion in questionable PPP loans, okay? I read an article on pogo.org that said when it comes to PPP fraud cases, law enforcement is just scratching the surface. Oh, they just getting started, okay? The Pogo article spoke on how the SBA's oversight of its taxpayer-backed lending programs proved inadequate because they became a feeding ground for fraudsters. A bunch of hitman scams. Well, guess what, Uncle Scam? Uncle Sam wants you. And by wants you, I mean wants your ass in prison. Okay, the Justice Department has brought criminal charges against at least 209 individuals in 119 cases related to PPP fraud since banks and other lenders began processing loan applications on behalf of the SBA, okay, on April 3rd, 2020. And according to Pogo.org, this is just the beginning. Let me tell you something. I have never claimed to be the highest grade of weed in the dispensary. I have told you over and over that I am not the strongest Avenger, but I told you all last year, in the middle of this pandemic, when they started giving out these damn PPP loans, that a bunch of y'all was going to prison. LLC Twitter was born during the pandemic. Okay, all of y'all with your dumbass LLC names, you got your slave master's last name LLC'd, Jenkins LLC. And Johnson LLC, and Jackson LLC, naming LLCs after things going on in your life. Ain't got no job LLC, living with mom at 32 LLC, only smoke exotic LLC. I hate you niggas LLC. Well, that's mine. That's my LLC. I just established that in my brain for people I don't talk to after 5 p.m., and that's you. Okay, but listen, who told y'all the government was giving out free money? You Negroes believe in every BS conspiracy theory. Oh, 5G towers are causing COVID. Oh, the earth is really flat. But when it comes to the Paycheck Protection Program, lending out $755 billion to businesses as of April 11th, you thought it was all good? You thought that the government's cup just runneth over? And they are finally going to do right by the American people? No, it was a trap. Okay, was it a way to help legitimate small businesses? Yes, but they all also knew the poor and disenfranchised among us who were in dire needs at the time would take advantage of these loans. That's why they didn't stop the alleged fraud, because they were playing the long game. Take the money, ball out. We gonna come get your ass later, okay, and throw you under the jail and get some free labor out your ass. Fraudulent PPP loans, making false statements to the SBA, carry a fine of up to $1 million and 30 years of federal imprisonment. And guess who doesn't feel sorry for you? Me. okay? Because you LLC Twitter niggas know, okay? Y'all know everything about everyone else's business but don't know how to handle your own. And now, okay, eventually you will find yourself in a situation like Lakeisha Golden is in. First of all, let me tell you something. I respect Lakeisha Golden, and I'm going to tell you why. She's honest. See, Lakeisha started a GoFundMe yesterday with the title, Help Me Pay Back the PPP Loan. And the details of the loan, she said, and I'm going to read it just the way she typed it, I got $20,000 PPP loan. Now the feds after me, PLZ, help, I can't do jail. I got 3 kids, DAT need me. So far, she's raised $3,513. Who are you, Captain Saver, niggas? Okay, sometimes you must get out of the way of the lesson God is trying to teach a person. Lakeisha, you can't use the same excuse you used when you applied for the loan, okay? I need to see what your LLC name is. Can we look that up? Can we look up what Lakeisha Golden's LLC name is? I'm thinking it's something like Living Life Golden LLC, Golden Girl LLC, Gold in my watch, gold in my chain LLC, or was it all golden everything LLC? I hate when I can smell niggatry. I like to sit on my niggatry subtle, okay? Anyway, you can't use the same excuse you used when you applied for the loan. I guarantee when you convinced yourself to commit this crime, you said you have to do what you got to do. You got 3 kids, DAT needs you. Now that you're facing jail time, you can't go to jail because you got 3 kids, DAT needs you. Now she's got 91 donors. I saw her post an update yesterday. She said, keep the donations coming. Y'all, my kids need me out here. FR. If you don't speak fluent, nigga, that means for real, for real. What I don't understand is the people donating money and scolding her at the same time, okay? 3 hours ago, someone donated $5 and said, dumbass, how you blow through 20K? Some anonymous person donated $1,000. I need you to know, Anonymous, that God is not pleased with that. You getting in the way of what God is trying to teach Lakeisha Golden. Lakeisha, this isn't your first poor choice in life, okay? And God is tired. He's been sending all your prayer requests to his spam folder because you just don't listen, all right? Somebody named Claus CL donated $1,000. Claus? Why? Claus, if your first name isn't Santa, I don't see the need for the gift. Katie Sweeney donated $600. She donated $100 once and another $500 later. Katie, I know you might be trying to create some good karma for yourself, but this isn't the way. Whatever happens to Lakeisha Golden, she earned it. Okay, what she didn't earn was that $20,000, but she earned that time she's going to get. Yes, I don't want to see her away from her kids, but guess what? She shouldn't want to see herself away from her kids. Therefore, she needs to make better choices. I love everybody donating just to get jokes off, but you're donating too much. $5 is too much, okay? Donate $1 to get these jokes off. Somebody donated $5 and put, tell me you're a broke-ass B without telling me you're a broke-ass B. Somebody put, prison jumpsuit designer for $5. Somebody else put, have fun in jail, girl, bye, not buy, B-U-B-Y-E, B-U-Y. And then they donated $5. I don't know, man. You know, let me not knock this woman's hustle. If y'all want to give this woman $20,000 to pay her PPP loans off, that's on you. But when do people learn from their mistakes if they never have to deal with the consequences of said mistake? How will Lakeisha Golden ever know true responsibility if she can just finesse the system for $20,000 when she's broke and then finesse people with a sob story to pay that money back? No. Listen, message for all you future convicts who are going to jail for PPP fraud. I hope the double wide trailer you bought in the country was worth it. Okay, don't be surprised if they take that back if you can't pay the loan back. Okay, I hope the trip to Miami was worth it. Finger Licking is a good-ass restaurant, isn't it? You stayed at Fontainebleau. You enjoyed the cookies. Okay, great. Those memories will get you through those long, lonely nights in that cell. I don't feel sorry for you. I know real legitimate small businesses who had to go under because they couldn't get no money from these PPP loans. So I have no remorse for your finessing ass. Okay, the word of the day is accountability. All right, you either make yourself accountable or you will be made accountable by your circumstances. Please let Remy Ma give Lakeisha Golden the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, you stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
And you better not be over there on your phone donating to her. Envy.
I am. You know, I wasn't paying attention. I just heard PPP scam. You want to play a game?
No. No need to play a game with this one.
Hey, powerful niggery at work.
That's all this is.
So you don't want to play a game?
No, right? No need to play a game here. We know exactly what this is and who this is.
Damn.
Don't do that. That's black people. This ain't nothing but niggas.
And powerful niggery at work.
All right.
Where's her GoFundMe at now? Is it doing well?
35 something. 3,500.
Ain't bad. She getting there. All right. Well, let's open up the phone lines. Let's ask. 800.
Hold on. You asking this wrong. Go ahead, ask it.
Why am I asking this wrong? 800.
Can I ask it?
5. Okay, you ask it. You ask it. Go ahead.
Have you or some nigga you know committed PPP fraud? Okay? Want to get it off your chest? Want to beg God or the government for forgiveness? You scared and want to vent? Call us right now.
Now, yes, 800-585-1051. You can remain anonymous, but have you took the PPP loan and maybe did something you weren't supposed to do with it?
I know it's probably weighing heavy on you. You're waking up in cold sweats. You're hearing stories about Lakeisha Golden. You're seeing people get locked up. It's just on your chest, and you just want to vent. You just want to ask God and the government for forgiveness. You can remain anonymous. We just want to know how you feel out there. That's all.
All right, 800-585-1051. And the problem is a lot of people don't know. I heard a rapper say something like, hey, take the money and buy real estate. No, you go to jail for that. But we'll talk about it. 800-585.
Niggas always want to flip something.
1051. Yeah, you can't.
It's always get something and flip it. Why you just want to flip something? Go be a gymnast if you want to flip.
You can't flip that. But anyway, we'll talk about it. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hi. We're just here talking to all you little scammers this morning.
Now, Charlamagne, you want to break it down? You asked the question better than I do. Go ahead.
Well, I gave Donkey of the Day to Lakeisha Golden this morning. Good morning, Lakeisha. May the force be with you. And it just got us to thinking, have you or somebody you know committed PPP fraud? You know what I mean? You want to get that off your chest. You want to beg God or the government for forgiveness. You scared and want to vent? Call us right now. I heard the lines are blowing up with people ready to vent and make confessions.
Hello, who's this?
It's Quick.
What's up, Quick?
We'll take the name Quick. What you did, Quick?
I took that loan from him.
How much you got, Quick?
I got like 23, but I took that same money that the Baker well was worth a little bit more and got some gold, but
got some what?
You still got some gold?
Got some gold, came back and sold it.
Oh, you bought some gold. Now, gold was a good thing to buy last year. So how much did you make?
I made enough. They get their money back now.
So you paid them back already?
Not yet, when they asked for it.
All right, you sit there when they ask for it. By the time they ask for it, it's going to be too damn late. Better pay them people their money back.
They get it.
Now, did you do an SBA or PPP?
PPP.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, pay that goddamn money back,
pay
bro.
that money back. All right, so the PPP is supposed to be used for your business and your job. The SBA, you got a little more leniency. But the PPP is supposed to be...
It was in my best business interest to go and get some gold and flip it.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, what's the name of your LLC?
Nope.
I don't even much know. Somebody made it for me.
You said what?
He don't even know. Somebody made it for him. He doesn't know.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you Quick Flip. Have a good day, Quick Flip.
Goodness gracious. Hello, who's this?
Kayla.
Kayla, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, we're asking 800-585-1051. Did you, with the money?
I didn't do it. I backed out at the last minute. Like,
she already sounds like she lying.
No, honestly, I just had a baby a couple of years ago. So I'm not even gonna lie, I was like head first in it, and then I backed out at the last minute. I was like, nah, you can cancel my loan, because where I'm from, they had just discovered the list, and I was like, nah, I'm too embarrassed to have my name on the list.
Oh, so people already was getting locked up from where you was from?
Yeah, they've been doing a roundup where I'm at for a while. They just caught somebody doing, I think she did like 4 $20,000 loans.
Damn.
4 of them. She did 4 of them.
Any friends of yours?
Oh, no. I know people who did it, but they ain't get caught yet.
Well, I want to tell you thank you for making a smart choice. That little child in the backseat of your car thanks you, because mommy will be here for them, because she will not be in jail.
Look, I still kind of want to do it. I'm out here struggling.
But let's be clear. The word is loan. The key word is loan. So you do have to pay it back.
In some cases, you got to pay it back. But a lot of cases, you might not have to pay it back, though.
You don't have to pay it back if you can prove the money went to your employees.
That's right.
If the money went to your employees.
You have to apply for forgiveness.
You got to pay it back. Like, not only that, they think, oh, you're going to pay it back and you're not going to go to jail. I'm like, nah, you're committing wire fraud. And y'all defrauded the federal government. Y'all going to jail.
Yes.
Give me your Cash App. Say your Cash App right now. I'm going to send you a little something. A little something now.
I will tell it to you privately because I don't want them to know.
Oh, you don't want, but you didn't do nothing.
I know.
You don't even know who it is.
My real name.
Oh, got you. Okay. We put you on hold. Get her cash out, babe. Send you a little something for doing the right thing.
Oh, that's nice.
She said she's struggling.
585-1051. We're asking, have you took a PPP loan and did some craziness?
Have you or somebody you know committed PPP fraud? I mean, this can weigh heavy on you. You committed a crime. You know you're going to jail. You know it's only a matter of time.
That's true.
Before they come. You know exactly how drug dealers feel. It's only a matter of time.
I want percentage-wise how many people get away with it.
Nobody. It's only been hasn't even been a year yet.
They definitely check. They
it's
check
only
insurance.
A matter of
they
time.
Check to see where it goes and everything. 800-585-1051, and it is 420, so let's get on the 420 mix. If you are worried, you might just need to smoke just to let your anxiety go down for a second.
Smoke.
Because ain't no
just
weed
numb
in
the
jail.
pain.
Yeah, so let's get to a 420 mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Call me.
Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic.
Come on.
800-585-1051.
That was a 420 mix. It's 420 today. Good morning. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, Charlamagne, go.
Have you or somebody you know committed PPP fraud? Want to get it off your chest? Want to beg God or the government for forgiveness? You're scared and want a bit? Call us right now. 1-800-585-1051. Who's this?
Hey, it's Lauren.
Lauren, good morning.
Good morning. PPP last summer was a hot mess. They all going to jail. All of them.
Are you in that number?
No. I moved into my house, and I had somebody that lived in my house maybe like 5 years ago. And they like, yo, I got some mail sent to your house. Can you let me know if it come through? Knocked on my door and said that.
Really?
Crazy.
And what happened? How much of it did you keep?
None of it. I sent it back to the post office. I'm not getting caught up with the IRS.
All right, I'm just making sure. You a smart
you get
woman.
Caught up. What you say?
I said you a smart woman. You want to tell on anybody? You want to?
Nah.
She ain't no snitch now. Come on.
All right.
Thank you, Mama. Hello, who's this?
How you doing, me? It ain't even my bad. I'm nervous as hell. My name is Sean, though.
Sounds like you did a PPP loan and bought something stupid.
You sound nervous.
No, I ain't get it. I want it, but like I'm talking about truck. You will. I can't find out how to do it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do it. You're gonna go to jail. You
so
shouldn't do it.
So you wanted to do it, but you couldn't figure out how.
Everybody around me getting loans every night. That's fine.
Everybody around you going to jail.
True enough. But
True
everybody
enough.
out here getting like these, loans and GoFundMe's. And I'm trying to build, a good dad and good husband out here.
Just relax.
My company started.
You're gonna be fine, sir.
I appreciate it.
Just do it the right way.
That's right. Keep doing things the right way. I know it's hard, man. I know sometimes when you just look around and you see everybody scamming and finessing and getting on, you got to just look at it the same way you used to look at the drug dealers in the hood growing up. Yeah, what they was doing looked sexy, but where all of them at now?
That is true.
Jail or dead?
Well, then you have Jay-Z, who's a billionaire.
That ain't, that's that's one out of a billion, okay?
It could happen for you.
But I would say that you definitely have to do the fine print. And I think a lot of you guys that are doing this, making these fake corporations and charging people for the PPP loan, you're probably going to go to jail too. So here's some things that you can't do. You get a PPP loan. You cannot say, you know what, I'm going to go buy and flip a crib. You cannot do that. No. I've heard a couple of rappers say, yeah, no, you cannot do that.
Niggas love flipping everything but burgers.
What if you pay it back, though? What if you pay it back?
They said you're only supposed to use this loan for your business and your employees.
Yeah, what people don't understand is you're lying. That's what's going to get you jammed up. The fact that you're lying about, what it is you need to get the SBA or get the PPP. You're lying. It's a lie.
But let me ask you this. Okay, I just hypothetically speaking.
He's going to jail. Go ahead, Yee.
Well, I didn't do it, but just say hypothetically speaking, you did get this loan, you did invest it, flip it, and pay it back. Then what? You still go to jail? I'm just asking.
If they found out you lied to get the money in the first place.
Yes, if you lied to get the money. So for instance, what people can do is, and you can talk to your accountant, but if you have a business account, which you have to have, if you want to pay yourself a salary, you can pay yourself an amount. You have to pay your employees. I didn't say it, but call your accountant. That's all I'm going to say. Or call somebody that really knows, or you will go to jail. No, you won't pass go. You won't collect $200. You go straight to jail.
We're going to see. In the next couple of years, you're going to be seeing people getting locked up for PPP fraud like child support payments. You about to see.
All right. And don't go buy cars like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, jewelry.
What if they want to be in the car show?
No. I mean, yeah. You can put it in the car show if you got one. But, probably won't see you for the next 6 car shows. But anyway. We got rumors on the way, E?
Yes, let's talk about Bobby Shmurda. He sat down with Mano on his podcast, and we'll tell you what happened.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Hey, 420. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club.
What's happening?
Where's Wax? Wax ain't got no packages for us from 420?
Wax got plenty of weed. Wax keep who's wax on him.
I didn't want to say all that. Like,
Damn.
I just said package.
Weed is legal in New York City and in New Jersey. So I'm only speaking for the jurisdiction that I'm in.
Is it officially
I know we
legal?
nationally syndicated. Yes.
In New York, you sure? Is
Yeah, where
weed
have you been?
officially?
As far as I know.
Legal?
What you mean legal?
Like legal.
I don't know,
Is
bro.
it criminalized or is it legal?
Yeah, there's a difference.
There is a difference.
You're not going to go to jail. That's all we need to know.
All right.
And before we get into rumors, I just want to congratulate The Breakfast Club. You guys were nominated for a MTV award for Best Talk Topical Show. So congratulations.
For real?
Yeah.
Why you gonna say y'all like you're not part of it?
I didn't know MTV even did that category. Since when MTV do that category?
When did they announce
You want to
this?
know who else is nominated?
Yes, who else?
Red Table Talk.
Okay.
Trevor Noah.
Okay.
A Little Late with Lily Singh.
Never heard of it.
And Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen.
Okay.
It don't seem like we should be in that category, but we'll take it. Thank you, MTV.
We should win this, by the way. Well, nah,
we're topical.
Red Table Talk is
Red
a
Table
tough one.
Talk.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Andy Cohen does his thing too. Trevor Noah does his thing.
Nah, we better than all.
Yeah, we might be that.
MTV, she said.
MTV.
Yeah, but there's more than MTV Movie Awards, MTV VMAs, MTV.
Hey, Vamonos.
Relax, okay?
Okay.
What, you don't even know what Vamonos means?
No, but it just felt appropriate right there.
Let's get to the room. It's still Bobby Shmurda.
Dramas, you can't just say congratulations, but it's the MTV Movie and TV Awards, unscripted.
See, there you go. Okay.
Ain't nobody even Latino in the category.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, let's talk about Bobby Shmurda's interview with Mano, my Brooklyn guys on the Kitchen Talk podcast. Now, there were so many things that they discussed in this interview, but one thing is Bobby Shmurda talks about how they tried to barter his time because of Rowdy Rebel. Listen to this.
They wanted me to cop out, son. I didn't want to cop out too. And
What was
they
it?
tried to use Rowdy against me as a leverage. Like, all right, we gonna get Rowdy 12, but we want you so bad, Bobby. We said we gonna give Rowdy this, but we gonna give him 12. We gonna give him the max on this.
Right.
If you don't cop out with him, you heard? And I'm like, you gonna do that to my son? I looked at the dog. I'm like, what you want? You like, I ain't take those 12. I said, we are here, you know what I'm saying? And that was it.
That's
you know what I mean? We gonna right upstairs. We gonna come over. We gonna still get money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna stop nothing. You know what I mean?
right.
Dropping the clues bombs for Bobby Shmurda. Salute to my man Mano, the Kitchen Talk podcast. Bobby Shmurda.
All right, and
you think he's tired of telling that story?
Nah,
it can't be, right?
Nah, and that's dope though. That's most people wouldn't do that for you. Most friends wouldn't do that. Most family members wouldn't do that for you. So,
and that's why Bobby's
Shout
that
to
guy,
Shmurda.
and that's why he's on his way to being bigger than Mark Anthony. Dropping the clues bombs for Bobby Shmurda.
You're such a damn hater.
Why would you
Mark
compare
Anthony
Bobby
got
Shmurda to Mark Anthony?
You're right.
Now,
You're right.
another
I
thing
should
that he
never
talked
even disrespect Bobby like that.
You're right.
You're right.
Mark Anthony went
My
diamond.
bad. I don't want to disrespect Bobby like that.
Now, another thing he talked about was the hot video and how he was bribed to actually do that.
They bribed me to shoot the video. That's how
Yeah?
hot it was bribed. I got bribed to shoot that video.
But they believed in
What
you
they
that
bribe you
much,
with?
though.
Come on, you know some weed. They like, yo, we gonna buy you an ounce. We gonna get some bottles. We take you shopping. I said, you gonna take me shopping.
Like, fine.
I said, you gonna take me shopping. Nigga.
I'm confused.
I guess his peoples bribed him to do the song. He didn't want to do the video. He did the song and didn't care, and I guess they bribed him to do it.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, he was still in the streets and his music career. He wasn't taking it that seriously at first. So he did the video. He didn't realize how much the song had blown up. He said that actually he realized how big the song was. A car pulled up to him and he was about to reach for a gun because he didn't know what was happening. But it turned out they were just fans who recognized him and they asked him to do the shmoney dance.
Where did that
That's
hat
how much
go?
he didn't know.
Do we all know? Do we know where that hat went when he threw that hat up? It never came down.
Now, in addition to this, he talks about seeing kids who are going down the wrong path and wanting to talk to the youth.
Yo, I need to talk back to the youth because at the same time, you know, we don't care to I start seeing, so we start seeing our kids and having kids and nephews and nieces and shit like that. We like, damn, they act just like us. So how far they can go? You know what I'm saying? Like when I see some behavior I see in my nephew that I had, scare me sometimes. You see what I'm saying now,
That's
man?
a fact.
Well, I
That's
said
a
we
fact.
gotta get on their ass.
That's a fact. That's a fact because you understand what's ahead of that.
But it got to be explained.
They had
to
that.
them,
They
though.
had
Have
right.
to.
And that's real. And Bobby Smurda has, bumped his head. He, paid for the consequences of his actions. And now he's teaching the next generation the mistakes that he made so they don't make them. You got to respect that. Drop on the clues bomb for Bobby Smurda.
Well, make sure y'all check out that full interview. And he did also say near the end of the episode that he did record some records already with Mano, Quavo, The Baby, 42 Doug, Lil Uzi, Rowdy Rebel, and Jay.
Yeah, go check that conversation on Kitchen Talk podcast with my man Mano.
All right, that is your rumor report.
All right, Revolt, we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody else, let's get the mix in, tonight versus Redman, Method Man. Let's start the mix off right.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line. Burner, what's up, brother?
What up? Long time no see, my brother.
Burner, I would have to say, when we talk marijuana and cannabis, you were the first person I know that had their own marijuana cannabis line. Now, I don't know if it was legal or illegal back then, but you've been selling cookies for a long damn time. How long have you had the cookies?
Man, cookies probably been about like 12, 15 years. I've been in the gray market. We call it the gray market, the traditional market, for about 20 years.
So how did you get into selling marijuana when it wasn't legal? I mean, it's legal everywhere now, especially, medicinal. So how did you get into selling it? And how come you never got in trouble?
Well, I was blessed to be in the Bay Area, which is like one of the most liberal places in the world when it comes to bud. But in 1996, they passed a law called Proposition 215, where you were allowed to buy, sell, and grow medically. And so there was a lot of loopholes in that law. And so I just, growing up, just kind of came up around that. You know what I mean? So I wasn't dumb doing shit out of state or nothing like that. I just stayed in my lane and just learned the game. And once it became rec, I was fully gamed up to go.
Another thing that you're doing, because obviously 420 got to have Burner on the show, and you do have an event happening, a pay-per-view comedy show. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, during Corona, just everyone was doing these concerts, like rapping on screen and like that. I could never get myself to do it. I feed off the energy in the crowd. So I was like, what can I do that we could bring into people's homes, but then stays true to what I like to do? I'm like, comedy would be perfect. Everyone's doing live stream rap shows. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but I, as an artist, cannot do it. I get the vibe from the crowd. So, at the end of the day, I thought comedy would be great. No one's really done it. And we got a great lineup for y'all. And it's going to be perfect to complement the high on 420. People are going to laugh their ass off.
Yeah, my boy Cypher Sounds is on it, who, by the way, doesn't smoke but always looks high. If you look at Cypher Sounds.
He always looks high.
I thought he smoked for sure. Yeah.
Too.
Cypher Sounds, Bob Saget. You got Michael Blackson, Paul Rodriguez, Lil Duval, Jeff Ross. It's going to be dope.
Break down the different strains of weed and what people would use weed for, whether it's sativa, indica, or hybrid. Break that down, because you're smoking in the morning. So what do you smoke in the morning?
I smoke. So typically, people say sativa is more for like the mind, like a head high. Indica is more for like the body. But just like anything else, the human body is different. So Angela might smoke an indica that kind of makes her mind kind of race a little bit. You might smoke a sativa that super puts you down. So it all depends on your body. This morning I'm smoking something super strong to kind of wake the game up, because I was like, if I got to get on camera, I got to get right. So, I find what I like and burn it, but bud does so much, and it's so good for you, bro. Like, I got to send both of you guys a new product. It's a mushroom CBD CBN blend. And
I like that.
It's incredible. Look, for the morning, we got clarity. It opens up your mind. It's like Adderall without your heart beating or feeling many. And then we have the bedhead for night, which gives you the best rest. But the mushrooms is the next thing too. You're gonna see your boy ahead of the game with the mushroom. It's so good for your body, man. And so I gotta send both of y'all some caps. They're legal. You won't get in trouble. But they're incredible for the morning and the night.
Now, I wanted to also talk to you about, I saw you discussing, and I really loved your response, right? Your store, one of your stores, they actually broke in and stole like $1 million worth. And obviously people were protesting in the streets. And your response was, if you can just discuss that, because I know a lot of people who are store owners, when there were protests and their stores were getting damaged and looted, what did you have to say when that happened to you?
Look, it sucks, obviously, but I understand why it happened. I respect why it happened. It's part of the world, right? Like, the world is in such an angry state, and they've killed multiple people on camera and keep rubbing it in our face and act like it's not a big deal. And so as a minority owner in any business, just being out here being racially profiled when I'm out and about, I understand 100% what was going on. So I told my guards to stand down. No one needs to die over this. It's just money. I could bounce back real quick, but you cannot get that man's life back. Like, that man's life was taken from him, and it was televised, and the whole world watched it. And so we are a part of what the world's reaction was. We were in the way of the storm. And so you can't get mad when it rains, right? And so my whole thing was like, dude, I understand why it happened. And I wasn't mad at all. A bunch of people online talking shit, getting super mad. I'm like, how could you not understand where people's hearts were at when that happened? That shit was like, and it keeps happening. It's still happening. Look what happened to the 13-year-old boy in Chicago. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, you know, I felt what the world was feeling, and I understood it, and I just took it, because it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, how could you trip on some money when someone just lost their father? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't work like that.
And now we're waiting for the outcome of Derek Chauvin's trial. So we'll see what happens after that. They're trying to prepare for that across the country too. But
that's going to be some. If you kill somebody, your ass needs to go to jail. It's on camera. Like, whether he had COVID or whether he was on drugs, whatever it was, that his knee was on his neck for how long? It's on camera. You cannot say that that's justifiable. So I hope that they do the right thing in that.
One more thing I wanted to ask, though. Have you always had this entrepreneurship mindset? Because I saw you posting about the hotel and how your goal is to own a hotel one day. And then you have this network. Obviously, you have cookies. So can you tell us where that mindset came from for you?
No, my parents always told me, don't work for nobody else. Start your own business. Even if it doesn't work for you, just be your own boss. So that was installed in my head as a little kid. You know, my father had a Mexican restaurant. I seen what he did growing up, and it was never enough for us. Like, it's tough. You can only sell a burrito or a taco for so much. So I was like, what can I do? And I just kind of followed my gut. I don't know what it was, but I've been working since I've been 12. I lied about my age, got my job, and started stacking my bread and flipping my bread. And, you know, that's just the way I am. Maybe it's the Bay Area. Bay Area is, you know, independent blueprint central. So
Berna, we appreciate you for checking in. And
yes, I'm gonna stop by Cookies because I'll be in Detroit next week, so I'm gonna make sure.
Oh man, come by 8 Mile. We got you, sis. Hit me up. We got you, and obviously, hopefully, Cookies New York soon too.
Woo!
That's big. Thank you, Berna. We appreciate you for checking in.
All right, y'all.
Shout to Berna for joining us again tonight. Don't forget the verses, Method Man and Redman.
And I do want to shout out to everybody that's been watching my show on Facebook. The 3rd episode came out yesterday, Mastery of Comedy. You get to see veteran comedians mentor up-and-coming comics. And you get to learn a lot about what you need to do on stage, from the physicalities of moving the microphone out of the way, not playing with the cord, just little things that you can do to connect with the audience, and then how to construct a joke. So anybody that's ever thought about comedy or wants to know what goes into becoming a successful comic and learning from some of the veterans, it's a great show to watch, and it's also just entertaining.
All right. Well, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
Yes, I do. The positive note is simply this, man. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?